But I think they're kind of neck and neck. Like sometimes Lux will do something before Senna and then Senna will do something before Lux. So it's just always a competition. They're very close.
So what has been the most challenging part about having multiple newborns and a toddler?
Where do we start? How much time do you have?
I can't imagine.
I guess the hardest part is just getting no sleep, because if you have a toddler and one baby, you at least can like expect to get a few hours at a time. But then when you have twins, they're like somehow on opposite schedules all through the night, and you get maybe like 2 hours cumulative in the beginning. But yeah, I think that would be the hardest part.
It's just a lot of crying happening, you know.
From you or the babies?
Both.
Us after they go to sleep, and then we cry.
Totally. Are they now sleeping through the night? Are they on the same schedules?
Yes.
Yeah, it's so nice. Now there's a more routine happening. We get to enjoy coffee in the morning together before they wake up, and
everyone's happier.
We have more time for each other as well, which is nice.
Definitely. I know the last time I think we spoke to us, you guys were sleeping separately because of the baby sleeping schedules. Are we back in the same room now?
Oh yes. Yeah. That was a short period of time. That was a hard period of time, but yeah, it's awesome now. And now we can rest a little bit.
Yeah.
Good. What is something that you wish somebody told you before you had the twins?
Buckle up.
I guess that like no one will really understand what you're going through unless they have a toddler and twins too.
I think a lot of people are like, oh yes, you know, I have mine a year apart, and we're like, no, that's not the same. You know, unless you have twins, I don't think you can really relate, because I think twins are just a whole different animal.
Right. Have you noticed that they're starting to have their own little twin language?
They're not really that interested in each other yet. They sometimes will try and talk to each other, but one won't be paying attention. But Senna and Alessi are like best friends already. They're so cute. They're always playing, and Senna's always laughing at her. It's adorable.
No, the babies are just very different. They have different personalities. You know, our daughter is a brunette with brown eyes. Our son has, you know, bluish green eyes and blonde hair. And he's just sort of like a little bulldozer. Like he's just like such a boy, you know? And then our girl, she just like smiles with her whole body. They just have like two very different personalities. And it's really cute to see that's already taking shape at such a young age. I can already kind of envision the next couple of years, you know?
Yeah. I mean, what kind of big milestones are they hitting? I know you said that they're sitting up already, but what kind of other milestones are they hitting? And do you notice that like one's a little bit more ahead than the other? Or like if like, because I had a little boy around the same time you guys had the twins, and like the boy's crawling so much earlier than my little girl was at this time. So it's interesting to see the differences between the two.
Yeah, I mean, they just started sitting up, and Senna has figured out how to use a walker. Lux has not. He just sits there and screams still. But I think they're kind of neck and neck. Like sometimes Lux will do something before Senna, and then Senna will do something before Lux. So it's just always a competition. They're very close.
Lauren, how is postpartum different for you this time around? And what surprised you the most?
Well, I mean, I did have some struggles with postpartum depression this time around. I think my hormones were just like so out of whack after having the twins. They were like up here and then came crashing down really quickly. So it was hard for me to like handle things that normally would be easy for me to handle. But other than that, I mean, like sleep problems. And I think that just comes from not sleeping for so many nights in a row, like almost 7 months. I don't think I got a full night of sleep. And then trying to readjust back to that. That's been really hard. But yeah, other than that, that's pretty much it, I guess, right?
I mean, she's worked hard. You worked hard on getting your body back. You know, that's something that has been different because you got a C-section this time.
Yeah, having a C-section is very different than having a vaginal birth. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Just the emotional stuff is like a lot more intense this time around.
Do you feel like you're finally starting to feel like yourself a little bit again?
Yeah, I'm in a much better place now.
Yeah, no, totally. And then I know you were in the hospital too. You had a really bad infection as well. And that, I'm sure that kind of totally threw you for a loop.
Yeah. I was trying to breastfeed both of the twins for a while, and then got a really bad case of antibiotic resistant mastitis, ended up in the hospital, ended up having to stop breastfeeding after that. And yeah, definitely didn't make matters any easier.
No, definitely. Was that hard for you Because obviously everybody goes in with a birthing plan, a breastfeeding plan and things like that. Was that difficult for you to kind of adjust to be like, all right, this is not what I envisioned. So now I have to kind of change things. And, was that hard for you?
Yeah, I mean, I still have guilt about it occasionally. Like if Lux gets sick, I'm like, oh my gosh, if I had just been breastfeeding him longer, maybe he wouldn't be sick.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I was like, no, like this is going to be the best thing for our whole family, because it's hard for me to give attention to Alessi even when I'm breastfeeding 2 babies and pumping in between. I had like no time to do anything, even like hang out with her. So I just felt like for the emotional well-being of our whole family, it would be better if I didn't do it anyway. So the mastitis kind of just nipped it for me, ended that whole journey, and I was okay with it at that point.
No, definitely. I give you credit for even trying to breastfeed 2 babies and have a toddler. That's a lot of work.